Not too much progress, doctor.
So you plan to not hantar at all?
I try to submit.
Because you see, if you don't submit at all, it's going to be an F, you see. And F is going to be very, very, very serious in affecting your CGPA. If you get a C, your CGPA is different. If you get a C plus, the CGPA is different. So I think at the moment, since you cannot drop it anymore, no matter what, you have to attend oral presentation, you have to give me a report at the end of the day. If I don't receive the report or oral presentation, your grade will be an F. It's very easy for me to give you an F, but with the F, I think you can hardly ever going to get beyond CGPA 3. That is basically as good as not getting the degree already, you know. F is a very, very serious issue, okay? F is a 0 CGPA, you know. So I think no matter what, you have to hand in something, you know. Worst come to worst, if you really fail, we can give you a C ga, you know, or D ga, you know, or C minus ga, you know, at least something there so that you can collect some CGPA. You get what I mean or not, you know? You don't want an F. F is like 0, you know. Okay, so it's not to say that you can't, you know, you can, but then your CGPA will be definitely will be below 3. And then if it's very, very, very low, then like let's say your CGPA is only 2.3 ga or 2.4 ga because of the F, then you are going to have a lot of difficulty trying to come back and do well in other. I mean, like go back to beyond 2. Beyond 3. So I think better you have to make sure that you hand in something no matter what. If you're going to give me an empty paper, it's going to be F. F is just going to be, you calculate yourself, your CGPA, you know how to calculate or not? CGPA is basically, by those people who doesn't know how to calculate CGPA, is actually CGPA is your grade. Every grade has a CGPA. Like may say A is a 4 CGPA, the flat is 4. Okay, the top mark is 4. Followed by A minus is 3.67, and then followed by 3.33, and then B 3.33, and then 3 after 3.33 is what? 3, I think. And then after 3 is 2.67. So you go and have a look at the buku panduan, like you go to CGS website on this thing, you can see like, you know, the grade with the CGPA. So what you need to do is you times your credit hours. Let's say this subject is 3 credit hours, you times by 3.33 plus second subject 3 credit hour times by your grade plus times, and then you divide by the total credit hour that you take. So then that will be the CGPA. That's the calculation of CGPA. Okay. So far, my group people here, the last 10 of you, all your CGPA is beyond 3. So it's actually doing you guys are doing really well. So first shot, everybody was all beyond 3. So the 4 of you here now are doing RP and also doing your research methodology plus the other 3 subjects. So we'll see if you can go beyond 3 now. First time go less than 3 is still okay. You're still given another chance. Then, but next semester, if you still stay below 3, then you will be kicked out automatically. No degree for you, no refund, nothing. Okay. All right. So 12, Zulkarnain cannot make it today. Who else is not here?
Johnson.
Mm.
He's traveling now. He's getting. I think he's now boarding a plane back to Kuching at the moment.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm still here, but I'll leave earlier lah because I need to go on a plane, go a flight to.
You also go on a plane. Oh, okay, can.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no worries. Today I've got some pre-recorded lecture, about 50 minutes about 15 minutes or so of pre-recorded lecture. So the purpose here today is the pre-recorded lecture is going to be on risk management. So today my purpose here is to look at your assignment, your group project. So there is about 5 work projects that I want to take a look at what have we done, you see, and then comment on the costing part, because after today's pre-recorded lecture, we will end the class after we look through the assignment, then you go and listen to the pre-recorded lecture over this week, and then you start on the part 2 of your project, which is risk management. Okay. Then next week, come back, we will discuss on risk management, and also we'll be starting on procurement management. All right. That is the flow of the thing of next week and the week after. All right. Are you guys okay with that? So you're going to get an early afternoon off. Maybe hopefully we'll finish by 3:30. Okay. And I just want to go through your assignment with you, because the theory, everything, most of you already know the theory. You've done that in undergraduate studies. You know what, most of the theory you kind of have an idea, but it's just some knowledge are actually a bit deeper, and some is actually maybe a refreshment. So I give you the pre-recorded, you just listen to it as you go, over the week lah. Then I'm more focused on the project, because the project is, I need you to score. You see, I want you guys to get more than a B, a 16, you see. So then you really need to score. The assignment is the project is 40%, you see. So it's big marks. I know, is it 40%? 30%, sorry. So the Lee one is 20%, my one is 30%. So this 30%, we need to clear this 30%. Hopefully you get 25 out of 30, or 26 out of 30, even better 27 out of 30, but not likely lah, unless your work are so superbly good. But at least 20 over marks out of 30. So we want to target that, you see. So yeah, so I'm spending a lot of time on project with you guys to look at your project and see what we can do to make improvement to your report and all that. And so then the risk management class, you just listen to the pre-recording. I think it should be more than okay, yeah. And then if you don't understand anything in the pre-recording, next week when we come back, we will go through again, and then also go through your risk management, like how you can tackle the risk management part. You can try it out. You can show it to me next week also, can, yeah? All right. Any questions on that, on the flow of today's class?
No.
Okay. Anyone wants to show me your assignment? Maybe Johnson's group, Richard, and you're combining with Roland, right?
Combined with Mercury.
Correct. Okay. Anything to show me on the costing? Yeah. Okay.
Johnson,
Can see, yes.
Johnson, you there?
Huh? Sorry.
No, I'm calling out Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Bài tiếp không, Johnson?
Yes, we did some summary. Can you scroll down, Richard? To the costing part.
Costing part, huh?
Breakdown, you've done it already. I've also
Yeah,
checked it the other day. So it's
this is
so much.
sort of the breakdown that I've done. So actually, we have a spreadsheet lah, but it's in the drive. I need to open it. But yeah, this is basically the summary lah, based on the activities. So really break down based on the task. And I think we made a S curve as well at the bottom. You can scroll down, Richard.
So the other graph,
but we still need to do some writing on it lah. So it's just a graph illustration only.
Yes. In terms of presentation of the report, not much of an issue lah, huh? The thing is, we want to see you show us the justification of your work, you see. The justification and say, okay, from work breakdown,
Yes.
we will see the resources analysis, how you spread out your resources. So you say that is in your Excel worksheet, right?
Yes, and this is the S curve that we generated from the software.
Is it Excel or you have a specific software for it?
I think I exported it in Microsoft Project, and then I did some amendment in Excel. Yeah.
Be clear that when you do Microsoft Project exporting this thing, I don't like the idea of that lah, because you need to really show me the table, the Excel table of month 1, all the work structure, and then the major work, with the amount for the work, and then how you combine that with the schedule, and how you spread the cost over it, and then how you actually carry out the calculation. You see, so
Okay.
by just exporting it like that, I personally would not accept it lah. Put it this way lah. Yeah, I need
Okay,
to
noted.
see.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I need to see the justification.
Okay,
Excuse
we
me.
will spread it in our next next session.
Okay, and then you
Excuse
need
me.
to.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt, but Dr. Ting, your comms are not stable. Yeah,
You know,
so perhaps you repeat what you just said about the S curve. Instead of showing this graph, what we should do?
wait, you mean my voice, my anyone else having problem with my you can't hear me or something? Is it breaking?
Yeah, it sometimes breaks.
Go on my phone, and I will also on another device. Then I will talk through my phone, but at least I can see. I'm also owning my computer here, so that I you can share screen and I can see. Okay. Let me open my phone one as well, huh? Because my phone one sometimes is a bit more stable than my computer. One thing, Dr. Jetro also had a problem yesterday, huh? Yesterday,
Yeah, Dr. Chitra he had quite a big issue.
I have a class, you see, in the morning. I was so tired in the afternoon. I didn't really look at my phone until it was quite late. So you guys having all these problems, you see. And by the time I quickly messaged him, it was like really late already. Like that, you can also give Leonard a call, because he is the West, like let's say for your tech, if you have any problem, you can look for Lena. And if you have any problem for water, wastewater, you can look for Dr. Leonard. For project management, you always look for me lah, because I'm the one that is coordinating. With my phone, and I'll off my speaker here. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Yeah, a bit of an echo, huh?
Yeah, a bit of echo,
Yeah,
but I
echo.
think it's minor.
I know.
No. Okay, I changed my mind. That the echo is quite significant.
How, huh?
I remembered you have a headset, Doctor.
Oh, my headset, huh? Okay.
Just use one device, doctor.
Yeah, lah. Like this, okay?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, better.
Okay. I'm with my headset now. Okay. Wait, Oh, I know.
Hello. Yes, doctor.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can,
Yeah. Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Okay. 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 Ecology.
Oh,
Okay, now I'm using my phone, and I hope I can hear you guys. Okay. Can you speak for me?
Hello, Dr. Ting.
Okay. I don't have any echo now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Richard, your group, just now I was saying that, I don't like the idea of exporting it from Microsoft Project, because that is very much heavily dependent on the way that the schedule, that you draw the schedules and all that, you see. So what I need you to do is, I mean, like Microsoft is that depending on the information that you feed into it, and then it will sort of like produce that kind of schedule in a way. So I think wait I'm a bit worried, I'm not sure whether the recording if I mute my computer here, would I have problems with recording? Let me try this method and see. Wait, how? I
Is
can.
the session recorded?
It is recorded, right?
I can't tell.
Should be okay lah, I think. Yeah, should be okay lah, because mine here seems to be like it is recording even on my phone, so it's showing that it's recording. So I think the
Okay.
voice from my phone will be recorded anyway. So yeah, we will worry about it later lah. Okay. So now, okay. So what you need to do is you have to draw yourself the table, like the summary table of all your of your major activity with your cost for each of the activity, the major activity lah, and then from there you input your schedule. Just do a summary of some sort lah, and then you load up your schedule with the cost, and then you add it up vertically. So that's how you produce the S curve. Okay, so I need to see you do that. You see, if I don't see you do that by just submitting it through like a produce it through Excel, through Microsoft Project, and then cut and paste into your report, I don't think that is good for me lah, in that sense lah. Okay.
Good.
Because S curve is a combination between money and also time. So Microsoft Project actually gives you the time value, but the cost value, like how do you properly input each component of your cost into Microsoft Project so that it can draw the S curve later. So that's why I'm very doubtful, of how the S curve is being produced through Microsoft Project, unless you really formally key in all the cost data and your schedules is done, and then you press the button, and then it will generate by itself. Other than that, I can't see how it can be done properly, you see. In fact, the main thing in the report is I need to see justification, meaning that from work breakdown structure, you carry out your resources analysis, and in your resources analysis, you must write your report in such a way that, okay, like for example, machineries, you describe all the machineries that you are going to be using, plus a table of summary of all the machineries to be used for which activities and all that. And then because Excel worksheet is very big, you see, it's actually like quite detailed. So either you print it out in A3 later on. If it's not a lot of pages, then you can print it out in A3 later on and fold it nicely together with your report. That is one way of presenting your report. Or you can only take each component, like one component, like each and every one of the component in your Excel worksheet, and describe that particular component properly. So once you describe that, and then you do your resources analysis, and then this is the final resources that you'll be keeping on site for your project, then from there, you are going to carry out and what we call an estimation sheets first. I want to see you do an estimation sheets, meaning that instead of showing me, the cost of the project is as follow, and then you give me a big, huge table in A3, and then, and then you just put it in your report, and then I have to read through that. Excel worksheet and try to find out like what on earth that you're doing. You see, some people, they are, they're very smart. They just simply key in their Excel worksheet, and then later on in the report they just write, oh, the activity rate is all this rate. The activity is like this. These are the rate. These are the quantity, and therefore my final report, my final costing will please refer to the table, and the table is a big huge table with tiny words on it, and then this is the final sum of money, the cost. You see, so that kind of report, it will not get you any good marks. It will pass. If I were to give that kind of marks, I will give something like out of 30, I will give like something like 18, 17, 16 to 17, 18. You will never get beyond 20 marks. I need to see justification, meaning that you need to show me, okay, for this particular activity is calculated like this. Okay, first we have our the estimating worksheet is something like I've shown you guys the other day in one of the files, that you have a table with plant, machinery, equipment, and then these are the for this particular activity, we're using 5 laborers. We are doing 5 laborers over 5 days, and then the rate is how much. So you show us a proper calculation worksheet, at least. If not, let's say you've got 12 major activity, and then out of 12 major activity, you're showing one of the mini activity, how you arrive at the cost, or one of the layer of how you arrive at the cost. That should be enough. But if you're more hardworking, means that every work you have an estimation worksheet. As in, can you show me your work breakdown? Okay, like this, for example, the proper one would be for every level, you will have a summary. So for layer 1, at the end of it is a summary of layer 3, all the costing in layer 3. Okay, that it built up to layer 2, that builds up to layer 1. So then in your S-curve, you're going to be using layer 1, pre-construction, site preparation, all this, and then attach it with the cost. And then you look at the final timeline for that particular layer 1. Because the layer 1 timeline is comprising of all your layer 3 and 2 punya timeline ma. So then you have one fixed timeline, maybe 3 months, 2 months, 6 months, and then you do your loading of your cost over your time. That you need to show that steps, you see, and then come up with the S-curve. Do you know how to come up with the S-curve like that? The most manual way of coming out with S-curve, right? You, Johnson and Richard. We explained that in the lecture the other day, 2 weeks ago. Huh? Sorry, I can't really hear you.
So we can the previous lecture. So I think we should be able to get. My line
Sorry?
is not so good here.
We still can't hear you because your comms is not stable.
Yeah.
Let you type.
No, Macquarie lines is not is breaking.
Can you guys hear me or not?
Yours is okay,
You
doctor.
can.
Only Macquarie having some line.
Can.
Bakery's comms not stable.
Is this better? Hello?
Yeah, we still can hear you.
Doctor is better.
It's better, huh? Okay, I'm using my hotspot. I don't know why I've recently upgraded the home Unify, and then now we're having this, problem of unable to. And I remember that also happened 2 weeks ago, right? I mean, like you all like say that you can't hear me. Anyway, what's going on? Okay, never mind. I'm using my own hotspot now. Hopefully, it will be more stable that way huh? So you remember yeah. So basically, with this work breakdown structure, your S curve will also be based on this. So we need to see justification. I'm not going to be allowing you all to just like I say, show me a big huge table on all your costing work, final sheets, that kind of thing. I need you to write down here in your costing of each component of work that you have here, 4.3. So meaning that at least what you can do is you may not be able to show me this thing is just for me is a very fancy. Is a fancy things does not actually get you the marks, you see. So what you need to do is show me justification. How did you get site preparation 4 million? How? Okay. So in costing for each component, you need to show me an estimator worksheet. Like show me that particular exercise that you do to calculate.
So it will be like this, like for example, this table will break down how many quantity in the quotation, and then the total for each subtask, and then the grand total for the
Okay, what you
agent.
can do is, let's say you do for surveying work, huh? So
Yeah.
surveying work, you can say that it is lump sum. So let's say lump sum contract by a surveyor to do the surveying work, and that is like 50K or 30K, you see? So then it's written there in your this particular component pre-construction investigation, your surveying work, which comprises of all this survey and zone marking work, is done by a surveyor, is lump sum contract of how much, you see? And then let's say if you go down to like part 2 or part 3, can you scroll down a little bit? Okay,
Part
let's say
two.
site or part 3, something physical. No section, 2 site preparation 3. Show me 3.
Site preparation.
You don't have, is it?
Excuse me, what were you requesting?
Huh? I mean, I just want to see 1, 2. Where's your work breakdown? 1, 2, 3. You only have 2 activities here?
No, we still have a lot.
3. Okay, stop. Okay, so let's say 3. All right, so excavation of soft soil. Let's say if you want to show me an estimator workshop, a worksheet, what I need you to do is that, okay, for removal and replacement of soft soil, the excavation of the soft soil is going to take how many machineries, how many workers, and what are the costs, or are the rates. I need you to show me the calculation, okay, and then add it up and then put it in the summary here. I mean, you have done that. I know you have done that in your Excel, but in your report, you need to clearly show me how you arrive at that number.
Okay.
Okay. Not just put any numbers here and then expect me to understand where does this number comes from. So an estimator worksheet. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
What's that? I didn't show you the other day, mate. I thought I gave it to you already. Where's my estimator worksheet? a lot of students like to just give me this sort of worksheets, and then that's it. Oh, my cost of the project is this, and then the total of my general work is this, you see. So I don't see where you get these numbers from. And that is the biggest problem that I've seen in many students over the years, and I don't want to see it again this time. Something like this. So in your report, at least for
You're
one,
not sharing.
huh?
Excuse me, you're not sharing. You're
You
not.
cannot hear me again.
No, you're not sharing the.
Oh, you're not sharing. Okay. All right. So in your report, you need to show us, like, let's say, this at least one of the activity in every major layer. Okay. So what you need to do is for every major layer, you prove to me with an estimator worksheet like this. So then you summarize it in your big Excel worksheet. That is fine. Okay. So even though you have made up some figures in your Excel worksheet, but at least I know you know how to do the calculation. Okay. So these are the type of estimator worksheet that we recommend people to use that, but you don't have to use exactly like this. You can actually have your own format as well, or just do it in the Microsoft kind of format, just to write down, okay, for, let's say, Richard, just now you're saying that, okay, excavation of the soil, for example. So excavation of the, or you just use layer 2, the layer 2 activity, and there are 3 layers, 3, you see. So then you do this estimator worksheet like this, and then show us these are the numbers that you get from here, or find some way of showing me a proper calculation. And that is the justification. And then when you use the rate, where you get the rate from and all that, I need you to prove to me that the rate is from where. So you may have a list of rate that you write down in your report, and then it must be from where. It must be from JKR, it must be, or it can be from a contract document, from the schedule or rate from one particular contract document, or it can be contractors, information from contractors who has done similar projects. You must prove to me where all these numbers come from. Okay, so whatever that you're doing in the summary worksheet, like what you do, the graph with the pie chart or whatever, that one is just at the end, the very end of it, show me the numbers only, the summary. I mean, that one, I wouldn't even pass you if you hand it in like that. I need to see something like this, okay? A proper estimation worksheet, which will end up with you doing with you doing something like this. So this one is part of it. You've done it in the Excel worksheet. So you have it in the appendix also you can have it in the report, print it out in A3 and fold it up nicely. And that is the summary, okay? But how you arrive, like let's say site clearance, for example, and site survey work, I need you to show me how you look at the material, how you look at the workman, how you look at the labor, machineries, and all that, and then the rate, how you enter the rate, and then calculate it, and this is 1817220, for example. So like these guys here, they actually do it lah. I mean, like they actually do it. They actually have it like this, the material, workmanship, and all that. But the thing is, I do not want to go through all this, without any proof. You see, like this here, they put in like site clearance or one operator. This is manpower, then machine, the material, the machineries. So what happened is, this is how they did the resource analysis. But a lot of students like to just hand in this sort of thing, and then that's it. Like they don't explain at all. So I need you to have in the report, you need to explain to me how you get the numbers. Do you understand?
So okay. just now you said for that manpower part, we need to like explain how we get the productivity, and
It's
after
going to be
that,
very, very long if you're going to do for every activity. So what I suggest is for every layer 1, you just pick one of the activity, one of the layer 2, or one of layer 2 with maybe 2 or 3 layer 3. Can you open your work breakdown again?
Doctor, we need to justify all the activity or we take few sample?
Take a few samples.
Okay.
So what you need to do, like, there's a site preparation. Then maybe you can take a sample of site clearing and grubbing. And then from here, you do your estimated worksheet for identification and also cutting and removing. So then you prove to me, like, you do your, justification of how you come up with the resources, your manpower, your resources like manpower, machineries that is needed, any material, any disposal cost, and then you times it with the rates, you see, and then you calculate, okay, now for site clearing and grubbing, this is the amount. Okay, then in your big sheet, you don't have to prove 2.2 anymore lah. Or you don't have to prove you don't have to prove every one of this. You just have to take one of the activity.
the
Every
level 2.
layer 1 activity, take one example. Can you do that?
So like site preparation, so I take the clearing, grubbing, and for then I'll explain 2.11, 2.1.1, what the machines that for cutting, sorry. For
Yeah.
cutting, I take how many machines to do this work, this quantity,
Over how long? Yeah.
and I'll say for one machine, how fast they can do the work, and I'll calculate, okay, this much day, okay, this is the time that they will complete this work, and then I would say what's the quotation for the machine, like one day how much we get, and then I'll times again and I get the value.
Yes. Don't use the word quotation. Quotation is a very, very, I don't know what kind of it's a very non-engineering kind of word. You have to use the word rate, R-A-T-E. Okay.
Doctor?
Whether that rate is quoted by the contractor, that rate is actually from CIDB, that rate is actually from schedule or rate from one of the contract, is fine. You just have to write it down. And I don't need you to write about your time here anymore. By right, before you even start, the time schedule is there already. So meaning that in the project background, you already have a schedule that you have already done previously. So in your project background, I need you to put down your schedule, a full schedule. From that full schedule, I don't need you again to explain that, this machinery, the productivity rate is like this, so I need one machinery that works for 5 days. I don't need you to talk like that, okay? I don't need you to write like that. Basically, the schedule is there already. This activity will take 5 days and it will take one machine, that's it. Or this activity is 5 days with 2 machines. This activity is 10 days with 3 machines. Just state it out, okay? And whatever that you're doing in 4.3 at the moment, they are all very summary, kind of pictorial summary sort of things, which I will ask you, where did you get your 3, 5, 4, 7, 9, 8, 9 point something, you see? Where did you get it from? And if you show me that, or my work is we refer to the appendix with that big huge sheet, Excel worksheet that you print, but every one of the numbers there's no proof, there's no writing of where the proof is, it's not acceptable. So to make it acceptable, you have to go into your 12 activity. From this 12 activity that you have, you pick your second layer, do a sample for each and every one of these 12 activities of how you arrive at one of the costs there. Okay, not the final one, but at least you can have like one of it, at least I know that you know what you're doing, you see?
Okay. I get your gist of the idea. So just take one of, like, let's say this, then one of the subtasks, and detail
Yes.
how we get the calculation, and that's all.
Yes, correct. Like subsurface, you take one of the sub activity and you describe that, you know, with respect to labor, machineries, and all that. Yeah. Whatever you said just now was correct already. I'm just correcting you in a few points that you don't use the word quotation and you don't explain time anymore. This particular assignment has nothing to do with coming up with a new schedule, working out on the productivity rate and all that sort of things. No. Okay. The productivity rate of each machine, each manpower, and all that should have already been covered in your schedule. So go and do a proper schedule first. From that purpose, I don't need to know whether your schedule is properly done or not. Okay, because I assume that Dr. Lee has already taught you how to do the schedule with production rate, with CPM and all that. It's already done. Okay, so you can take that schedule there, also can that you did for your assignment, and then use it here, and then use the dates and all the numbers and all the Gantt chart, the lines there, to calculate your cost. So you don't have to redo scheduling. You don't get any marks here for doing scheduling. Okay?
Okay.
Scheduling, then your schedule is just going to be like the rest of your other project background, like your technical details, your site layout, the location of the project. It's just part of that only. Okay, so you use the information from the schedule to do your costing. Because machinery and manpower need to know the time.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now another group. Can we skip you first, Richard? You go and digest the information first, and then we'll see if we can see what other people are doing. What about Irfan group, or maybe Rama? You want to present first, or Ashraf? Rama is with Rama is with Haiza.
Yeah.
Shelly is with Shikin, right? Shikin and who is with Ngo again? Ngo,
and Shirley.
Shelly and Ashikin, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So Rama, you want to show me your work first, or anyone else? Ashraf, Irfan?
For our group is only for the Excel. We didn't.
Show me Excel first if you want.
Okay.
Okay, right. Okay. So you've got your material, manpower, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, machineries. It's fine. The material, you need to put in the quantity, before you can arrive at the cost. Okay.
But what about lump sum, doctor? Actually, do we
Lump
put
sum,
quantity? No, right?
But then later on in the report, you need to explain lump sum. What do you mean by lump sum? Is it going to be from a subcontractor or something?
Okay.
How do you arrive at lump sum? I mean, like, why is general clearance lump sum?
Because it's general site clearance, doctor.
Do you
Overall
need
clearance, for overall clearance, they charge it for this amount.
So that means you are doing it by subcontracting work.
Sounds like
Probably.
Is it by subcontracting work? If it's subcontracting work, it can be lump sum. meaning that this is going to be dealt with by separate contractors who just quote you the final amount that they will do to do you know
Do this,
do the
do
site
this
clearance.
clearance.
With all this demolition, dismantling, and general clearance, don't we need manpower, machineries to take things away, you know? And it's very funny, how come it's only 5,000, 2,000 like that? So cheap are your site clearance.
Because the building is not that big lah.
But then again, you also have like what? At the back there, machineries, you know, you have a lump sum and then you got machinery and manpower some more. So why you have a lump sum material? How can it be lump sum when you have when you calculate? How do you calculate your machineries?
Because I thought the materials is another price, machineries is not different one.
Yeah, but without quantity, how did you calculate your machines and manpower?
Okay.
It must be quantity, right? So let's say why do you need 5 guys to do the work? So in your schedule, you've already explained that in your schedule. So you've got like 1 machinery to do piling work, 32 piling work over how many days, you know? So
that one need to detail out in the justification, right?
correct.
Okay.
So be very careful. If you talk about lump sum, then everything will be lump sum, meaning that you don't worry about the machineries, you don't worry about the manpower. It's just a lump sum, you see?
So if overall lump sum, if we put lump sum here, then there's no nothing lah here. For example.
Yeah, supposed to be nothing. It's supposed to be all settled by the contractor car, you know, or the subcontractor that you engage, you see?
Okay. So if lump sum, actually we just put one price and here lah, like this.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So we need to check back on this.
Yeah. So I think the best is like this. You see, if you show me like this, then I have to go and figure out, you know, what you guys are doing in every component. So it's better that every one of these components that you have, you actually show me a justification sheet.
Oh,
Like
justification.
estimator sheet sort of things, yeah.
Right. So maybe we'll come up to prepare what the estimated worksheet lah.
Correct. If you show me your estimation worksheet and then that tallies with the numbers here, then I'll be confident that the numbers here are just not, you know, like
Just not numbers.
it's just not numbers, you know, that you just take a guess, you know, just put whatever you want, that kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
You have to continue working on this, but then you need the justification worksheet lah, huh?
Okay. The
Be
worksheet,
very careful
for
with the word
example, we took one of each level or just some of them.
Okay, let's say how many layer 1 do you have?
12.
12. Okay. So
Yeah.
then you can, let's say we use about 10 to 12 estimation worksheet lah, huh?
Alright.
Like let's say for your foundation work 4.1. So you can, okay, for piling work, so you do an estimation worksheet for piling work, which has activity, mobilization, supply, and cut. Okay. So each and every one, the mobilization, supply, and cut, you will actually link that with the machineries, the material, and also the manpower. So for mobilization of the plant, we will need a vehicle to mobilize the machinery. We will need a tractor or a trailer to mobilize the machineries, and that will be over 2 days, for example. And each day it costs how much? You see?
Okay.
Then you will say under machinery you have a trailer, 2 days, you know, and then
So it's gonna be in more details on the
yes,
transportation
and
and
then,
everything.
yeah, supply and handle and driving of to set 150 pounds. So supply means that the material, there will be 32 pounds of 6 meters, 150 times 150 that is purchased, you see, and each pound costs how much, you see. That is the material cost. So at least then I know that the rate, then when you key in the rate and the sum, it makes sense, you see. The numbers here will have, the number here that you have under deadline will actually tally with the justification now. And then to handle, you need 2 men to handle each pile to actually set up piles, and that one pile will take 1 day to set up, and then driving 1 day to drive, and then the machinery for 1 day is how much, is the piling rigs is how much per day, 500 or something like that. And then it all the numbers here will make sense, you see.
All right, understand.
Yeah. Then when you add up the final number for activity 4.1, then this here must tally with your report lah, kan?
Okay.
And then you don't have to do for 4.2. So I assume that you know what to do for 4.2 already. So
Okay.
whatever figure that you get later on, you can do a summary for foundation work lah, macam tu lah.
Oh, okay. Okay, doctor.
Okay, you get it, huh?
Okay, yeah.
But do the estimation worksheet first. I mean, like each activity, do the estimation worksheet first. Once you've done the estimation worksheet, then you start to realize that some of your column, maybe you need to add in rates or you need to change the name of the column or some form of way to present it better. So now that you've done this sheet here, I think many of the numbers here are not justified, you see, and it's not very clearly shown. So it's only when you've done the justification worksheet, then you will see that, how you
you get the
design
value
your
and cost.
columns. How you design your columns with the names of the columns and all that, it will be a bit better,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
So at least I'm very happy to see you guys starting. Richard has started, group has started, Alpha's group has started. Okay, so it's good to start. I mean, if there's somebody else tell me that I haven't done anything, then I'll be sang. Okay, now who wants to show me a slide next?
Let me share, Doctor.
And Ashraf and Irfan, and who is in the same group?
Zul, doctor. Zul's
Zul,
not around. Yeah.
one guy in the group. Okay. Right. So this is how you want to present it like in your is this going to be a big summary table, or is this going to be like your estimation worksheet?
I have few other sheet, then I need to combine it into one. Because at first I tried to figure out the ground foundation estimation. So these are the costing. Then I type SOR 2018 JKR.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. This way of presenting is good. Then you have a reference of the rate
And then
itself.
the
I need the
manpower and
quantity.
machineries is based on CIDB.
Okay. So are you going to do like this as a rate sheets first or something like that? Okay,
Yeah.
ground foundation. So is this going to be the can you show me the other table just now?
Okay, hold on. This one?
Okay. So is this going to be your estimation worksheet?
Yes.
Okay, but I need to see.
I will have one master estimation also. This master
one
sheet.
this is master sheet, but I need to see the detail one. So if you're
Then
go back to the can you go back to the detail one again?
this one.
I'm more concerned with the detail one. So this one you plan to do it. I think what you can do is since you've already done it in this format, right? You can do like one for one activity like ground foundation, for example. You do this sort of thing based on material, machineries, and manpower. So meaning that then this sheet that I'm looking at right now is just purely material rate. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you have another rate that is like for supply for the same thing, A, B, C, D, E, For the same thing, you have a labor one. And then for the same thing, you also have a machinery one.
Okay, but machineries and manpower are really straightforward lah. Because manpower like is only concreter, bricklayer.
About how long you're doing and at what rate per day,
Okay.
Cannot be lump sum, kan?
No, will not be a lump sum.
And then because every one of these activity is actually done at different time, it's not at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
So some of it is interdependent, then you need two gang of people. Some of it is one after another. So that means these people working the time instead of 14 days is actually 28 days, for example, because it's one after another, you see. So that's why your manpower and machineries, you also need to base it on all the activities.
Okay.
Yeah, if you do it like this, I mean, like just now the one that I say to Richard and Ashraf, they all is just take one of the sample and then they describe it first, and after describe it, they calculate it, and then the calculation will probably be like the column will be like what I show you in the sample just now. But in your case, if you're going to present it like this, if you're more comfortable presenting it like this, which I'm fine, which I think looks very neat as well. So then you have to have every activity you will have, every layer is either you do for everything or you can take samples also can, but it will be
Yeah.
3 tables.
Yeah, I'm taking few samples only. I think quite much if I have to justify all the items.
Yeah, but yours is shown in a table kind of format that you split up machineries and labor and also material based on three tables.
But doctor, you still need the total figure, right? For the whole costing.
Then later on, whatever numbers you get there will be transferred to these master sheets lah.
Yeah, this is my master sheet. Then the one I highlighted, this I will justify in another spreadsheet.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Then next week, how when you are labor and show me one. So next week, I want you all to show me your justification. At least show me your one justification.
Is that okay for my missionaries? I found out that the missionaries having two different guidelines.
For references, no need anymore for master sheet. You already done it for your justification sheet. Just leave it as a justification sheet.
For this activity, I have two different guidelines because 2020 doesn't have any roller compactor, right?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You can just
Okay.
use, yeah. What if the red is reference from somewhere? That's fine.
Okay. Noted. I think that's all for my group.
You are with Arthur, is it?
No, with Haiza.
Aiza. So the two of you only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have any questions? I think you all are starting to see other people's work as well, and then get a feel about some people's flaw of thought and all that. So yeah, I mean, like we're trying to make our own assignment more perfect and sharing our ideas with one another. Okay, so now which group want to show me? We've got 3 groups. 2 more groups haven't shown me yet. Roland is with Arthur and Marsha, is it?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. So Roland and Marsha. So how you want to show me your work? So who's your?
I'm using a handphone, but I try to
Roland is
share
using
from
his
here.
phone.
I try to share from the handphone. It's very small, but
No. It's what about Marsha? Where's who? One person have the file only.
I try it first,
And
doctor,
Roland?
because I'm using tab also.
Okay. And then who else?
Arthur. Arthur in our group. 3 of us. Me, Marshall, and Arthur.
Can Arthur show me your? Can Arthur show the file?
Arthur also say he was outside from the beginning. So let me try to.
How much have you guys done?
Until costing, Doctor.
Have you done the
Sorry.
Excel sheet
Yes,
yet, or have you started on the report?
The costing on the, and then we will extract it to the report, lah, Doctor.
Okay. So anything you want me to comment
Mm.
on the report, or you're
Yes,
fine because you've seen what other people have done?
We
Oh,
try to
okay.
share it first, lah, Doctor.
Okay, can. You just share whatever you can share, you share.
Okay, sure.
Next
Can
week,
you forward again the Roland?
Yeah.
Can you forward again the Excel to the group?
Okay,
To yeah, yeah, because I
okay.
cannot.
To the big group or the small group or which group?
Grup yang kita itu.
Okay. Grup kita yang malam, okay.
Dr. Ting, is that
Yeah.
project need to be included into our report?
Okay.
Yeah,
Dapat sudah?
Rama, I can't.
For the report, did we need to include the Microsoft project?
Microsoft project, no, because I need you to show me your schedule only.
Okay, it's better. It's only Excel and in a report form, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no need. You can print out your schedule, or you can just put it into your report, like your final schedule, but it must be fairly exactly the same as your work breakdown now. Huh? Don't nanti schedule one thing and then your work breakdown one thing and then your costing plan is something else, you see? That must tally with one another, huh?
And then the costing need to export to Microsoft project?
No need. Excel is a wonderful tool. Just use Excel.
Okay, that's the best one.
Yeah. I am not a Microsoft project supporter, okay?
Yeah, me too. I prefer Excel.
Correct. Excel is more you can tailor make everything to what you need, you see. So Roland's group, how? Share screen? Or maybe Shelley's group can share first. Ashikin, you share first or how? And then let the Roland, Arthur, and Marshall to communicate with each other first.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, Duke.
Hi, Doctor.
Yes.
You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can. Yes.
Okay,
Oh, you already have a calculation. That's good. Okay.
Actually, this one we did it for the previous we just submitted one, but I'm actually got the questions lah because from the previous assignment we did is we find the productivity rate and then we saw how we calculate our activity durations. Then just from my side here, we already got all the quantities lah per meter square. And then basically like JKR rate or solver rate we got usually is supply and install. Is that fine that we just apply the supply and install rate to the quantities we got over here?
Supply and install means that basically that rate you also already include the workers and the machineries lah, am I right?
Yeah, but I do have another sheet. It's like showing my rate like this. My productivity rate.
I actually prefer you not to use your. I don't want you to take it as in a lump sum all out kind of rate. I prefer it like machinery is machinery, material is material.
Yes,
So
the one that I'm showing is the manpower.
Good. Yeah, I think you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this is the list of machinery rates that we
Yeah.
got. And then this is the list of the materials that we haven't got all the rates going in because we were like thinking, should we just use supply and install rate or have to separate it?
You can just use the supply, use it as a supply rate, the material rate, and the install rate will probably be kind of like ignore, I mean, you can ignore it, like kind of thing. So even if you put it down as a supply and install, with all the prices increase and everything, I think just leave it as supply rate.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's going to be difficult for you to actually recalculate everything, like, I need to take out another $50 here, I need to take out another $30 there, So I don't think it will make that much of a big difference in that sense,
Yep. Okay.
So
Basically,
the
that's what
summary
we
is
got. Yep.
treat it like treat the supply and install rate like the supply rate. Unless you feel like it's really, really too high, then you may want to adjust that supply rate.
Okay.
I just need to see that the flow of fault here. Okay, so you have your calculation section whereby you already put in the numbers of material and numbers of materials and all that all day.
Yes.
Okay. And then because you have done this for your schedule the other day, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
actually, we have another sheet is for the supply install rate. Then this is how we lump sum out the total cost based of the main activities, and we come up with our curve. But our qualification is we don't really know how to separate the differences between the financials and physical, because this curve basically we got is the total sum from the calculation parts, which is considered as financial, I guess.
wait, one thing at a time. Can we go to your calculation table first? So I need to know that, so your justification is already done in this calculation part, this calculation segments,
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do is you will take the two excavator later on, and then you will times it with the rate that is in the separate sheets, correct enough?
Yeah.
And put it here in your the duration is already all set so you probably don't need another production rate column here but we'll just leave it there no problem. But you will have, like, let's say 2 excavator. Where is your machinery? Like, where are you going to put this? Like, let's say excavator, like let's say site clearance, I've got 1 excavator, 2 numbers, 1 bulldozer. So how are you going to calculate this? Where are you going to put your calculation?
Because we already converted to the rate. Let me show you.
Okay, so your bulldozer rate
The rate per day
per day, correct.
Yeah, per day rate, because from these generations we know how many days it's going to take this work. For example, the site current is taking 3 days, so I need to multiply by 3 days rate of the machineries.
Okay, so basically this particular sheet is just going to be arriving at the duration only, right?
Yes, and then need to continue with the cost That's where we actually we did 2 different. One is this, we stop at here, the durations, and then another one is actually the like a supply install rate kind of. You can see the screen.
Yep. I really like this sheet. Honestly, I really like this sheet. I think this is a very good justification, and you've basically done justification for every activity. And I think this is really, really good. It's excellent, actually. Then now I just need to know how you're going to present it in the final costing summary. That's the thing that I want to see, you see?
Yeah, can you see my another Excel file?
I'm seeing the S curve now.
S curve, okay. I stop sparing this. Can you see the screen? Another Excel file.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
you're gonna have
actually,
this.
yeah, this is another type it's actually we converting. This is like we put it in the supply and rate. That's from the like we got the rate from the JKR or CIDB or from the e-statistics, and we applied it in.
Okay,
That's
this
why
one
not
here,
so we do.
this one here is very much like a B. This one here is very much like a BQ.
Yes, because my opinion is so far the rate I got from like the JKR standard is supply install. The schedule rate, so we're not really sure like which way should we go.
No, don't worry. Like I say, just treat that JKR rate as a supply rate. Forget about install.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
your summary sheet will be whatever you show me just now. For that particular activity, I need to see you calculate it based on material, which is your supply and install rate. So we will just treat it like a supply rate for the purpose of this exercise, okay?
Yeah.
And then you have a machinery rate, you also have a manpower rate. So basically, from here, I need you to convert you can create that sheet that you have just now, create another similar sheet, and then do it for machineries and also material and also, yeah. I don't like to see the way because your justification is very nicely done already. And then suddenly you convert everything into a BQ format, which I also feel like it's not very I mean I don't like it like in that way. Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of like lost the whole purpose suddenly, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's all we got so far.
So you go to your work breakdown summary again. Sorry, this one here. Okay, so from this sheet here, this is how you come up with time. Okay, so from then your task calculation, or your task, your work breakdown, and from here, your calculation, you can actually have another sheet that is purely material, and then or you can have another combined big sheet like material, machinery, and also material, machinery, and manpower. Okay, or you can have three different sheets. One is purely for material, one is purely for machineries, one is purely for labor.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so then you
Okay.
can you will add up the three components together and then do a subtotal for every activity lah.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, this is going to be like your blueprint. This is going to be your foundation. This is going to be your background already. So later on, the other sheets that you create, it will look exactly like this, but the right-hand column will be something
It's
else.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, huh?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But the overall presentation, everything is very good. And your S curve, you say you don't know how to do the S curve bit?
Oh, this S curve.
Okay, so what happens is after you have done your calculation of every you've done your calculation, the cost for every activity, correct enough?
Yes.
Once you finish that, so every major activity will have a total construction cost, correct enough?
Yes.
And then you have a schedule. So every major activity also have a Gantt chart.
Yeah, I'll convert it to here. Is it the way? I'm not sure.
Okay, like this, like I'm looking at this now. So let's say site survey, there will be a cost attached to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this is actually 5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say my site survey work is 500,000. So what you do is you take that 500,000 and spread it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either you can do equal or everything can be earlier, more money, later, more money, or middle, more money. Is all up to you all to do the resources spread. I mean, to do the money distribution.
Oh.
Okay. Once this distribution is complete, then you do exactly what you're doing here now. Then you will produce your financial S curve already.
How about the physical?
Physical is basically you need to set the site survey is going to be how much weightage are you putting in site survey work, how much weightage are you putting in your filing work, etc. Okay, how heavy is the workload basically, or the concentration of activities.
Okay.
So it may be different from money. It can, if the money bit can also be a similar thing, because the more work you do, the more money it is, huh? But the percentage, you don't need to follow, like physical and financial aspect, the percentage with each other is not necessarily exactly the same.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what you do with financial aspect is you spread the money over the schedule. Okay. For physical is you set the percentage, the weightage of work. Like let's say filing work, it will be 10%. The workload is 10% of the entire project, and that 10% you're spreading over 3 months. So it can be 3, 3, 4.
Okay.
But what you are doing here is, I think, is correct basically huh?
Okay.
So you add up to be, this is a physical S curve.
Is the shape looking okay?
It's fine. I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect shape one. I mean, every project, the shape can be different. Like, you don't really have to get an S even if you don't have to, you see.
Okay.
It's just a name. So this is a physical S curve, which is based on the work percentage. But like you're planning, this 10%, I'm going to spread over 3 months. So every month can be 3, 3, 6, 3, 3, 4, can be 2, 2, 6, like that. Then you add it up vertically, and then you do a cumulative, then you draw your graph. But financial is after you've done all your costing work, it's exactly the same as this, but after you've done your costing work, every part of this work here, okay, there will be a cost attached to it. Like landscape, there's a landscape total. Filing work, there's a filing work total. Structural work total. You see, so this total cost, you spread it over the months, the schedule. And because money is not exactly physical, physical work, normally we will go by equal. Every month you do about the same level of work, correct now?
Yeah.
But financial can be, some project is like, let's say pipeline, a lot of money will be spent in the beginning when you buy the pipes and machine, like the fittings and all that. So the physical S curve will look different from the financial S curve, because the financial one is a lot of money will be spent in the beginning, you see.
Yes.
So do you understand how to do the two now, the difference? Okay, one is just take the money and the spread of the money. It can be equally distributed. It can be it can also be bought later heavy, earlier light, or you can spread your 1 million over 5 months, can be 200,000 every month. It can also be 100, 100, 200, 200, and then the rest last month is going to be the highest, for example. It doesn't have to be the same as your physical S curve. It's very interesting that a lot of my students don't know how to do physical S curve, but they know how to do financial S curve, and you guys are the ballet.
Okay. Okay,
It's okay.
that's
It's
all.
fine, but you can only do the financial S curve after you finish your costing. If you don't finish your costing, there's no way that you can do your financial S curve.
Correct.
Okay, so you get that down first, get your costing down first, and at least this physical S curve is done already. Once you get there for the once your costing is done, then you try it out. Then we will see if you're doing it correctly. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, doctor, can you hear me?
Can.
Can? Okay, I try to share.
Yeah, go ahead. I can't see the screen yet.
Okay, so this. Okay. Share screen. Can, Doctor?
Can? Oh no, oh yeah, can now. Yeah.
Can, ah? Okay. This is our Excel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is costing lah for the
Yep.
material, labor, and the machine lah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is your final sheets lah, huh? So I want to see some justifications, okay?
Yeah. And then all of this information we bring it into our report, and then we do the justification, Doctor. Including
Supposed
the
to
how
be
we
doing
get
the
the.
explanation workshop first lah before you do this lah. This is like actually summary already, but you guys have to balik lah, but, you know, like reverse engineering sudah, you know.
This is the how we get the quantity, and then we have the here lah.
Sure.
Here lah. This all the this taking off, and then how we find the rate. So for the rate, we're using the schedule of rate for JKR one. And then for the rate
all this
for.
you must present all this in your report, huh? Otherwise you'll be wasting your work, huh?
Yeah. Of course, Doctor. Because this one is very the tedious part, Doctor.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. From that
I don't really need you to work out on the production rate and all that already. It's just basically from the schedule itself. Then I will, we'll just directly convert here. But if you have that, don't waste it. Just put it in.
So this is a detail of all the resources, Doctor.
Yeah. So I need you to show me. I mean, here is fine. This is a summary. The format of the summary, everything is perfectly okay. But it's just that I need you to show me the justification and how, and that justification, every one of it, when I need the justification over in your report, I turn to this page and that thing, I must see the same thing, you see? Your justification, you put one thing, and then here you suddenly put 3 man 70, kind of thing,
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all from me today. I mean, any more questions from the floor? If not, then I will post up the recording. Then you guys can take a break early off, and next week, anytime, or tonight, anytime, you can start to listen to the recording lah. Any other questions?
No, Doctor.
Okay. All right, then we'll call it a day lah, if let's say no more questions.
Doctor, can we finalize on the exam date?
Huh? Sorry?
We finalize on the exam date and presentation.
Can. 5th of this is the schedule that I've created already. Wait, I take it out first. Okay, I've set the RP presentation on Thursday. So it's 2 days after Raya. It's a third day of Raya lah, basically lah. Do you guys have any issue with this? And then your report have to be handed in on the 11th of May before 12 a.m. And the first paper will be 7th of May, Saturday. Dr. Leonard will do it. We'll do it in the morning, Saturday morning, or you want to change it to Saturday afternoon. Also, I have no issue with that. If some of you are working, let me know by today or now. You prefer morning or afternoon?
Afternoon.
Afternoon, so we will set from 2 to Yeah.
Is this take home exam, doctor? No.
Yes, this is going to be take-home exam. So far, no instructions for us to change anything to, can we start at 1 p.m.?
I'm having issues on the 8th. I'm able to take exam around 2 p.m.
You can't or you are unable? You can't or you can?
I cannot.
So we do it in the morning, is that okay?
Hey, if we start at 2, I'm still okay with that schedule.
Let's settle wastewater first. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you finish at 7 p.m. Okay. The submission time is actually 6 to 7. So for PM, we do it in the morning, or I can start at 8:30 or 8:30. You finish earlier, you just hand in earlier lah, and you cabut lah.
Okay lah, they want for the 7 May, right?
7
7 May is Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
okay. They want okay.
Sunday, we start in the morning, 8:30, we finish 1:30. 1:30 is essentially the submission time already.
I'm worried
1:30 p.m.
Sunday I'm having my flight back to Kuching.
From what time?
11.
11. Ayo.
That's why I prefer it to be in the afternoon.
Okay, you want it in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, is it okay?
Sunday
Yeah,
cannot.
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday,
2
2
o'clock.
2
Can
o'clock. 2 p.m. until what time?
5 hours until 7 p.m.
2 to 7 p.m. The submission date will be 8 o'clock. 7.
No. Submission date will be 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. 7 p.m. the system will close already.
Wow. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. submission. Okay. Noted.
Any time between 6 to 7, you can stop writing and then submit lah for e-leak.
Okay. Okay.
I will double check with Dr. Leonard lah. His maybe just 4 hours. I think people on 3 questions if I'm not wrong. Yeah. But mine is definitely 5 questions, so I'm giving you 5 hours.
Wow. 5 hours. Under 7, is it, doctor? Your PM is Sunday. Sunday, right?
Both is PM.
Yeah. So the Saturday is what? Wastewater?
Oh, sorry. I'm not. What am I doing? I haven't shared my screen to you.
No screen. No screen. No wonder lah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Here.
Okay. Can see already.
So,
Wastewater.
Wastewater 7, 2022, Saturday, 2 to 7 p.m. And the submission time is 6 to 7. 6 to 7 is, you can finish earlier if you want to. And you only need to submit it around, the system will open for you to submit from 6 to 7. And it will not be extended.
Okay.
So, of May, Rama, you're flying back from where?
From Cebu to Kuching.
Oh, so you'll be arriving Kuching before 1 p.m. now, right?
Yeah, exactly around 1 p.m. Then I can continue take the exam at 2.
Can, no issue. Okay. So 2 to 7 is okay. If you have any issue like flight delay or anything like that, I can if there's flight delay or anything like that, by 2 p.m. I can WhatsApp you the paper also. Okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So then you can do it on a plane. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be like a online face-to-face. It's just that it's a bit stressful and there's a lot of time wasting when you're traveling and all that. Hopefully you don't have any flight delay. Yeah. So on the 10th Tuesday, it's going to be a 3-hour. That one you need to have the camera on.
Okay, this one no issue.
9 to 1 p.m.
9 to 1 p.m. meaning that you have to finish your paper by 12 p.m. and then do your starting your submission already. The paper is
Compile.
3 hours only. Yeah.
Compile everything.
And then this style you have done it before lah, huh? This style last
Yeah.
time you've done it already. This
Yes.
this is the take-home one is the one that you have never tried before. I think this is the first time.
Yeah, because very tough subject.
Yeah, but take-home one, we don't have to on your camera. You just go to Elite, download the paper at 2 p.m. and then you just do. You in between you go makan main minum, up to you as long as you can finish, you know.
Bahaya tu.
And then yeah, as long as before 7 everything is in already, then that's done. Okay. But I have there's this 1 year the student had some problem completing the exam. The whole group was actually calling me out and said I cannot finish a paper. So I actually give them that one is budi bicara lah between us lah, but on paper it's still that 5 hours lah,
Okay, budi bicara bagus tu. Okay, doctor, noted. Will noted everything.
Okay.
Doctor, one
All
request.
this, huh?
One request on the RP2. Can postpone a bit the date to 12 or 13?
Because I need to have meetings on the 13th already. Your marks needs to come out on the 16th. No, your marks needs to be done out on the 18th.
What about 12?
I will have to set it on 11. You have to talk to your supervisor. Your supervisor, you can talk to him or her if because this is the thing is on the 13th, we have our marks meeting. Okay? Marks meeting meaning all the lecturer will come in to me and then we will have a meeting and we will see all your grades, you see? So on the 13th, I have to confirm your marks because if I don't confirm your marks on the 13th, there are some people just in case they are having issues with like failing with one of the subject, then they have to do re-examination on the 14th and 15th. Okay? So all the marks needs to come to me by 13th. So if your supervisor actually they are quite happy to mark your work in just few hours after you submit to him or her, you can talk to him or her. I mean, like officially, I need to put it on the 11th. You know, like the rest, when you actually submit an email to your supervisor, that is between you and your supervisor. Okay?
Okay, noted.
Even if a supervisor you give you up to 13, you know, like 12 midnight or something like that, you know, and then he or she knows your marks already, and then before the exam, I mean before the marks meeting on 13, or they come in to me and say that Dr. Ting, this is Rama's mark, you know, so I still can put it in the marks meeting. That's fine, you know. So again, it's budi bicara between the supervisor and your and yourself, because some supervisors, if they're really really busy, they may need to take like 2-3 days to mark. From my end, I cannot be rude, you know. I cannot say that, oh, I make it 12 and then expect them to hand in on the 13th, you see. So I have to give them at least 2 days to read the report and hand in the marks. But should any one of you have any issue, talk to your supervisor. If your supervisor is happy to give you up to 16, also can. But as long as they can come to me with the marks before around the 16th is the latest. Dr. Leonard needs to key in the marks actually into the system. Otherwise, on the 18th, when the marks is jana in the midnight, like 17th night at 12 a.m., you won't see your marks, you see. Then you have a fail there, you know, then we need to readjust the system and, you know, do a lot of this kind of thing. Yeah. Understand, Rama?
Yeah, understand. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So again, budi bicara between your supervisor and yourself lah.
Okay, noted.
5th of May, oral presentation. Okay, everybody. Or you want it on the 6th, I still can change it to the 6th. I'm fine with that.
I'm okay also with on 5th.
Yeah. What about Shiking and Irfan, Ashraf?
I'm good with 5th.
5th, huh? Okay.
Me too, doctor.
Haiza, you okay?
Because it won't take that long lah.
No. It's going to be in the morning, and your session is just going to be maximum half an hour.
Right.
Others, okay? Ashraf, you're okay, Ashraf? Yes, huh? So sorry lah, you're going to be celebrating your Raya in a very stressful way lah, huh? Rama, Irfan, Shiking, Haiza. Who else is celebrating? The rest okay lah. The rest is just having public holiday, so they have plenty of time to do their oral presentation slides and also do their report and all that. Huh? You're not going to go visiting anyway, so
Yeah, I cannot celebrate too much.
might as well stay at home and be for the oral presentation, and also who is the oral examiner and all that. I think he needs to come. I've been chasing him for the past 2 weeks, so he still haven't given it to me yet. So once he send it, then we will know. Huh? Right, I think that's all for today. Any questions?